All right. Welcome. Welcome to, SPX Biz Saturdays. Welcome. I hope you all are having a fabulous start to your weekend. I am Marla Renee Stewart here, your host for SPX Biz Saturdays. And I am just, super happy to be here, super happy to answer your questions. Hey, Hershey Brandon, peaceful greetings to you too. Lovely to see you. Yeah, it's Saturday, y'all. We're here. We are here. I am feeling like, I went to the gym this morning and I was just like, my body was just kind of hurting because, I'd been in front of my computer for the Be Successful Business Summit all week. We had presenters, like 3 to 4 presenters from Monday to Friday. So it was really, really fabulous. So good. And then after this, we'll have some networking. But I just want to let y'all know it's not too late to get your ticket. So if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, please make sure you do that, because seriously, like it's going to be over soon. 3:00, it shuts down. You will no longer get the recordings. And right now, even if you buy a ticket, you can still get the recordings and you'll still have access to them for a month. So please make sure you go ahead and make that happen. You can use my code Marla10 to get $10 off of your ticket. So, please go to my, send me a DM, or you can go to the links on my page and check those out. But again, you can just go to marlarenestewart.com/biz, BIZ summit, and that should get you where you need to go. But today is our last day of networking. So all the presenters are done. It was really great. Midori inspired me to put my Patreon back on. So I'm going to be thinking a little bit more about what that looks like. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about, making that happen. So yeah, that is what's happening, y'all. So I'm here to answer any of your questions. Let me see. Here to answer any of your questions. If you're like, hey, I need to know this, what is it that you need to know? So please submit your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. We had a lot of great insight. Whitney gave us very profound around social media, and it was really great. And then Midori was great with Patreon, and talked about PR and marketing. So good. It just walked us through everything, gave us templates. Seriously, I'm just feeling bad for people who did not attend this summit, because it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So if you still have time to support the presenters, you still have time to get access to those recordings. So please make sure you just check out the website and get it done, because it goes away after 3 p.m. Eastern. So there's that. All right, y'all, I'm here to answer any questions you may have around your business. Do you have something looming? Are you thinking about strategy, marketing? Are you having questions about certifications? What are the things that are popping up for you these days? I would just like to know, because, there's so many various things we could cover, and thinking about like how to do things, what to do. And I just really think that we all have the, ability to make things happen. So yeah, let's make it happen, y'all. All right. If you have not downloaded my free social media cheat sheet, make sure you check that out. It's qrco.de/5solutions. And that will take you to get the free social media cheat sheet. It will let you know how to work your social media, just because sometimes, Meta, doesn't always treat us the way we'd like to be treated. And so this is the opportunity to really understand sort of that process and ensure that, you're not getting banned, you're not getting shadow banned, you're not getting deleted, you're not, all of those different things. So social media is nice and it's great to connect with people, especially on social media. So that's the last thing we want, is to, be caught off guard and have it slow down, or maybe not have the algorithm, really help us out. You know what I mean? So, yes. All right, y'all. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments there. You can always submit your questions at qrco.de/successama. I will go ahead and write that in the chat so you guys will have that, just in case you want to submit that anonymously. Not an issue at all. All right, y'all. What are we doing next? What do you all want to tackle today? Please send me those questions. I was thinking about, the Patreon, and, Midori really got me thinking about how, it's, how do we still get our message out? How do we become, financially accessible for people and have people really sustain who we are, as creatives, as educators, as people who are constantly, working for ourselves, right? And so I really got to think like, oh, well, these are maybe the things that I could offer. And so I'm excited. I'm excited about ramping that up again, because I think there are things that I could offer. And I always just, I like to write. So I really need to get back on my writing tip. I've not been on the writing tip for a while. So I need to get back on that and see. But I think it's super helpful if you are a writer, or to just write things. And one of the things that she mentioned was, things could be in progress. Like, things don't have to be perfect. And I think that is how we build community, is because we know like things aren't perfect. But there are ways that we can navigate. We can just like navigate, that whole way of serving our communities. You know what I mean? So I would love to know if any of y'all out there, you in Instagram land, or if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, if you have a Patreon, if you do have a Patreon, drop it in the chat. I would love to check it out. And if you have used Patreon, like, what are the things that seem to be the favorite on Patreon? What helps people get them involved, and I would love to go through that with you. But yeah, I would love to support you all and promote you all. Yeah. All right, y'all. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What do we have here? I'm trying to think about like all the different things that we talked about at the summit, because we had 17 presenters, y'all. So 17 presenters, there was a lot going on, a lot of, all the different presentations. We got us to talk about sort of building a curriculum. Shadeen talked us through sort of like thinking about your relationship with money, and Ray talked about getting your dream book deal. So I don't know if any of you are interested in getting a book done, or writing a book or anything like that, but like how to like navigate getting a book deal. That was really super helpful. Again, Whitney talking about from followers to clients, Jess talked about the business of speaking and all the different sort of stages that she went through when it came to speaking. And again, talked about marketing and PR. And of course, I talked about building your signature product. And it was really great because Luna actually last night talked about, creating merchandise, trademarking, sort of the pros and cons and all of that stuff. And I thought that was super, super helpful. If you are like a creative that loves to create things like over and over and over again, I think it's fabulous because you can just, always create and always, have them. I know she talked about how she wanted me to get things done or get products and merchandise. And I'm just like, that's not really my thing. That's like another thing on my plate that I just don't need. So I'm good. I'd rather just like, not do that. But super helpful in thinking about, of course, the, trademarking and all of that stuff, because you just don't know. People will, try to steal your shit. And that's, super common, in this industry. Tiffany talked about being in a brick and mortar store. So if you have a toy, getting that toy like in a brick and mortar store and what that looks like. There's also Heather talked about, podcasting like a pro. Talking about how to get your, being on a podcast, or not being on a podcast, but navigating how to do a podcast. And it was funny because at the beginning, she's like, either you're going to want to do the podcast or you might not want to do the podcast. Right. And so it was really great to, hear all about that, because I am starting the podcast, the Be Successful podcast. So I'm lining them up. I'm getting them recorded, lining them up. So I'm super excited about all of that. And let's see here. Dirty Lola talked about getting sponsorships and what that looks like to get sponsorships. That was a really great talk. She actually went over like 30 minutes. So it's like a nice 2-hour long talk about how to get sponsorships, what you need to do, how you need to do it. It's really good. And then Taomi talked about stress versus burnout, and really was really vulnerable. We were really appreciating the folks who were there, really appreciating how, like you forget maybe to eat because you're going. And we know that eating is something we need to do in order to sustain ourselves. So it was just really helpful to get, some of her insight around sort of, the why we, put stress on our bodies and why we burn out and how to prevent that from happening. Jet Setting Jasmine talked about sustainability. William and Misha talked about like your retreat and what you want to do for your retreat and how you can rock your retreat. It was great. So like how to organize things to think about, such as feeding the people and the venue costs and, all the different sort of categories. And they actually, again, had some worksheets. So if you have not purchased your ticket for the summit, please make sure you get your ticket, because you still have until 3:00 p.m. today to get that ticket, because there's all sorts of resources in there, worksheets, all of those things that can help you, like budgeting worksheets, all of that different stuff. Zoe talked about selling toys online and what you need to do, and that was a really fruitful discussion. The chat was really lit up. I think a lot of people kind of go that route first around, like, if they're in this industry. So that chat was really lit up around how to do it, because, how to do the drop ship, what do you need to do, how you need to do it, what are the manufacturers, what are the people who, how you need to get in touch, who are the payment processors, all of those different things to help you be better, right? And then Friday, Bevan talked about financial automation, which was beautiful. I had already been thinking about a high yield savings account. So I was like, you know what? I went in, I just went to Amex, I opened it up and I was like, put some money in, and I just like did it. And it took 5 minutes. And but it was really kind of inspirational to think about, okay, we need to start building wealth, and you know, these are the ways to build wealth. And so that was really inspiring and really helpful to see like how to do the things, right? Then, of course, I said Luna making merch, talked about her journey of making all of the products, all the bags and the shirts and the drop shipping and the back end and the front end and all of that really amazing stuff. Super, super helpful. And again, Midori talking about Patreon. So if you are still like, hey, I want to be a part of this, there is the Sex Biz Networking that's happening today from 1 to 3. So make sure you check that out if you get your ticket. All right. Well, I don't see any questions in. And so I guess I am just going to leave it at that. If you in the future have questions, you can always submit them at qrco.de/successama, or you can DM me, or put them in the comments at any given point in time. Again, you can use my code Marla10 for the Be Successful Business Summit. Tickets close at 3 p.m. Eastern today. And I guess that's it, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. And we'll talk soon. All right. Bye.